One of the things I noticed in reading through my dad's old logbook was that you were involved with a raid on a convoy in the last week of the war, I think
Yeah.
29th of April,
Yeah.
something like that.
It was the day before Hitler committed suicide, actually, yeah. But now what happened actually, when I got back to the squadron after OTU, they changed the system. Torpedoes were out and there was no more low-level bombing. They had to be done from at least 3,000 feet. And so the, you know, it was an instantaneous fuse. And how that was done was by having a stick on the front of the bomb and a little propeller on. And when the bomb fell off, it pulled the pin out, the propeller fell off eventually, and then it was live. And, you know, that's what happened on this particular occasion. And, sorry, I beg your pardon, that was why I was doing this particular run on this ship this time. Yes, we'd taken off from Falconara, and we'd only been airborne about half an hour when we saw on the radar, or Rocky saw on the radar, a blare in the Gulf of Venice actually. And as we got closer we could see it was a convoy of a military convoy, a naval convoy that is, of 5 ships actually. And we could see them clearly in the moonlight. There was a destroyer, 3 auxiliaries and an E-boat. And so we'd had a plan before to adjust the wind, because so many times we were going out making a bombing attack and it was always a near miss or something, but never sinking anything. And I got fed up with it actually, and I'd come to the conclusion it was we hadn't got a wind. If you've got a wind on the bomb site, a really good wind, it's okay. So they give you a forecast wind, and I'd worked a system where you could drop 2 bombs, and or 2 bombs because one might not go off, and then see where they splash down, and from there, drawing a line from there through the centre line of the ship, and using the map, you can have a direction of the wind, exact direction of the wind actually. And you can't, the other thing is you can't do the speed. There's no quick way of doing the speed, but you could use the forecast wind really unless it was blowing half a gale. And so that's what we had to start to do. So we went over, made a normal run, dropped 2 bombs, and they plotted it where it was, and then we went away for a while. About 20 minutes I think, and I circled around while Pete worked out his, he had another special way he reckoned that could give us a decent wind speed as well, and he was so persistent that he could do it, so I let him have a go. I got another way of doing it, and I said, well, do that next time if this one doesn't work. And so we did that. It took him rather a long time, about 20 odd minutes to work it out. And then we went back and we made a run in exactly the same heading as before. And when he pressed the button, he could see the convoy and the ship, the destroyer he was aiming at, perfectly. But by the time the bombs got down there, they'd either gone into sea fog or under low cloud. And so he couldn't see where the bombs fell. But anyway, there was something must have happened. There was a lot of stuff came up again, the usual out stuff. So we pressed on. I came round again to have another look, but no, we couldn't see the convoy at all. They just disappeared. So I called on Rocky and I said, what do you see, Rocky? And he said, well, he says they're still on course. He says, but there were 5 ships before, there's only 3 now. Big shout went up, whoa, at last, you know. and that was it. So I didn't know what to do, so I decided to shadow the 3 ships and see where they went to. And they actually went into Polar Harbour. We watched them turn into the harbour. We noted the town and everything for reference for later on. And then with still a long time to go, so I decided not to just get to base. I'd continue the patrol down as far as Dubrovnik. And so we went all the way down to Dubrovnik and came back, hoping to find another ship or 2. Because if I had, I could have made a general call over to Italy, and the bow fighters could have been there within half an hour. But in any case, we didn't see anything. So as we came back, getting up towards Poland, it was getting dark, getting light. So I said, you know, we better look out for the boys. You know, the fighters will be around any time at all. But as we came closer, I said to Pete, can you give me a course for the position of the last bombing attack? And he did. And then as we got up there, there was this huge patch of oil and flotsam and jetsam. Something big had happened. And that was it. We landed and reported it, and they said, yeah, we've made a note of it, but we can't give it to you because you didn't see it go down. and that was it. And it never did come in, so we never got anything for it. But a shame. Because there were two... This CO was a bit mean on giving things away. The whole time he was there, he never gave a gong away. And it was said that there were two coming to the squadron at some time, but the war came to an end before, and we didn't get anything.
I would imagine the destroyer and the A-boats would have been firing back at you.
Oh yes, they were firing back all the time, you know. And of course, that's quite dangerous because there were 5 ships firing at you there. Normally, and only one aeroplane attacking. It's much easier to get hit that way. I mean, normally when there's a dozen aeroplanes attacking, it's the fire is much more dispersed. Yeah.
One of the things my dad always was so proud of, I think, was the comradeship.
Yes.
Between the crew.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were mates actually. I was the only officer actually, but we were just brothers actually.
The bomber crews generally were quite badly treated in the period after the war. Winston Churchill particularly never mentioned them in the victory speech or the contribution that they'd made. They were refused a campaign medal and were generally treated as the poor relations, as if the government somehow was ashamed of what they did. But when you think there was 119,000 people served in bombers during the war, and of that 119,000, 57,000 were killed, which was half of them. And if you take out the people that weren't actually on ops, you know, people doing the training and that sort of thing, the death rate amongst those on operations was something like 65%. So you only stood a 1 in 3 chance of getting through it. And it was a big thing that they did. I mean, they helped to win the war, and I'd be proud if this song could do something to sort of redressing that balance and show how people are still proud of what they did.
Everything's coming soon. Look at the sky, boys, as the bombers move. Climb into the wimpy, climb it down the field. Turn up that heater, boys, it brings a chill. San Rocky's Slim and Jack. San Rocky's Slim and Jack. Always came back. Joined at 18, still was just a kid. Pretended he was his brother, that's what he did. But no one said nothing, knew what it would mean. About to fight for Germany, he was 17. Now San Rocky, Slim and Jack. Now San Rocky, Slim and Jack. Always came back. Odds stacked against them, fighters on the flat, left in the back seat, they never turned back.